Today, you're gonna learn how to kick like my favorite Street Fighter character, Chun Li. She's got fast, powerful, and lethal kicks that you do not want to get hit with. But once you understand the basics, you can apply the same principles to any kick to make it cleaner, stronger, and more controlled. This is part 1 of my How to Kick Like Chun Li series, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss all the next parts. In order to do any kicks, you have to first properly warm up. You cannot skip out on this. Not only is it going to prevent you from getting any injuries, but it is also going to help you access your hips, range of movement, control, and different muscle groups. This is the exact warm-up that I do before my kick sessions, sparring, and even my lower body days, so you can always come back to it and use it as a reference. All right, let's get right into it. So the first thing I like to do before I get started is just to foam roll my glutes and even my legs. This is just gonna help you loosen up if you have any stiff glutes, especially if you've trained legs or glutes the day before. This is super helpful. So just do that for a few minutes. You can even take this a step further and roll on your hamstrings or even your quads. Then I like to go into hip rotations to help me further loosen my hips. Do about like 8 to 10 on each side. Honestly, I think it's more important to listen to your body. If you're somebody that has super stiff hips, and lower back, then keep doing these for like a minute. After these, I like to go into hip openers. So you're just gonna lift the knee up and turn them out like this, inside out. Do these about 10 times or until you feel like you need it. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is called hip cars. So you're gonna go on your knees, and the first thing you wanna do is bring your knee towards your elbow, then pick your knee up to the ceiling as high as you can go. Then you're gonna turn your feet to the ceiling, and then you're gonna bring your leg back and then down. And then now we're gonna reverse that, and you're gonna pick your foot up to the ceiling, rotate your knee towards the ceiling, and then bring that to your elbow and down. Knee to the elbow, knee out, pick your foot up, bring it down, foot up, knee out, bring it to the elbow and down. Knee to the elbow, knee out, foot out, then back down. Then reverse, foot up, knee, then knee to the elbow and down. And what we're gonna do is lift this up. Lift the back foot up about 10 times. And then we're gonna lift the knee up 10 times. This is internal and external rotation. Go to the other side and do the same thing. All right, I'm feeling pretty warmed up in my hips, so we're gonna go into some different leg warm-ups. The first thing we're gonna do is some deep lunges. So you're just gonna go into a split stance and then go into your lunge and hold up for about maybe 10 seconds. And then I like to kind of also rock back and forth. This is gonna be good for your hamstrings. And then of course, do the other side. All right, and then now we're gonna go into our side lunges. So the same thing. If you need more mobility, you could go as low as possible on the ground. It's gonna really stretch that adductor, which is very heavily utilized when you're doing kicks. I've actually injured my adductor many times from not stretching properly, so please do not skip out on these warm-ups. And then of course you can rock back and forth as well to further warm up. I also really like to do deep squat holds. It just really depends on what I'm doing for that day. If I'm doing like really intensive kick stuff, then yes, I will go as far and do this whole routine because I want to make sure that everything is completely warmed up, especially if I've been sitting around all day working at a desk. I'm doing a deep squat and I'm turning my feet out so I can access my adductors even more. And then I'm pushing down on my knees to really get that stretch. And I just like to hang out here for, I don't know, like 10 seconds to 30 seconds or even longer as needed. All right, the next thing we're gonna go into are some knee mobility. We cannot ignore the knees. So first thing I like to do is just bend your knees and just rock back and forth about 10 times. And then once you do that, I want you to do knee rotation. So we're gonna do on both direction 10 times. So I'm going to the right, and then after we're gonna go rotate on the left. All right, last but not least, we're gonna also work on our ankles because you do not wanna injure your ankles. So you're just gonna rotate your feet. Again, both directions. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna stretch your ankle. So just hold your feet like this. And then you're gonna go into another stretch. Actually, one last thing. I forgot to do quad stretches. So you could hold your feet up like this and get that nice stretch. You can hold on to something if you need. And the other side. Whew, okay, my knees, my ankles, my legs, and my hips are all feeling super buttered up. And now we're actually ready to go into our kick training, which is gonna be in part 2. So stay tuned. But before I leave, I do wanna leave you with some more dynamic movement and warm-ups. So the first thing you're gonna do is just kick your leg up. And if you're not quite here with the balance, you can definitely hold on to a chair, a stick, or something. You're just gonna do that 10 times on each leg. And then the other side. And this is, I feel like, really good for priming your hamstrings as you lift, and your hips again. And the next one we're gonna do is crescent kicks. So you're just keeping your leg pretty straight and then kicking out. And then you could do the other side, kick in, inside crescents, outside crescents, and then repeat on the other side. That's it for the warm-up. In the next video, I'm gonna be going over some techniques as well as balance and different drills. So keep working on this mobility so you're already prepared. And until then, I will see you in the next Chun Li video.